Your court television news starting now.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our first test now here on the OBS streaming platform. So, not only are we going to test the system, but we've got a little bit of some, court-related or somewhat, wouldn't say court-related because this person isn't in the court system right now, but they have been, and technically they kind of still are because technically they still owe money to the court, and technically they still have a warrant unless something's changed from said court because they haven't paid any money. But we'll get in a little bit into that here in a second. But either way, we are going to talk about this person. You guys saw them in the title because I swear to God, I think they're bullshitting. And I want to know from you guys if they're delusional or if you guys think he's just finally got the full IP2 effect smacked on him and has just gone down like all the other, ex-IP2 streamers, Hampton Brandon, Trina Golden, and the list goes on. But anyways, yeah, let's make sure everything looks good. I mean, from my end, everything looks okay. I'm not even showing any drop frames, so this is kind of good so far because versus being on that other platform, everything was all fucked up, and then we were looking at, even having to retire my poor little laptop here, which I know is not anything badass, but hey, like I said, I'm not a gamer, and if we can push an OBS stream like this, we're doing all right. Now, once we start adding guests, I don't know how that'll work, but we'll get to that point. And if we do have guests, I can always switch and do my stream on StreamYard, which I'm more comfortable doing StreamYard with guests, but I want to get used to doing OBS. I like the way it works. I like the fact that anytime somebody donates, whether you do use the Power Chat donation, TTS donation, or you donate through YouTube, the donation alert pops up here. So I like that because one, it thanks the donator, and also it reminds me that somebody donated just in case I didn't see it on my other screen. So that's a plus. Also lets me play around with a lot of other things as well. Like, for example, when I'm ready to bring up, when we're going to talk about Skimask, I'll show you here in a second. We'll give it a test. Boom. I already got the video. Well, it's kind of fucking Skimask blocking my beautiful face here. Hold on, let me make his little screen short. But this is pretty cool. You can just do shit like this on the fly. You know what I mean? Like, this is cool. So I'm liking this so far. Is it looking good, Roofer? Hell yeah. What up, the creator? What up, ICU? What up, Go Girl? What up, welcome to all my mods? What up, Madame Star? But, yeah, we're looking all right, man. This is not bad. I was kind of a little disappointed. What up, Scummy? What up, 501 Dimebag? And I think I've gotten everybody so far that's came in the chat. And if I've skipped somebody, welcome. Boy, what happened now? Last night he tells his granny nanny, I know. Who is this? Anyways, yeah, this is looking good so far. Fingers crossed. So, yeah, I was a little disappointed. I was kind of bummed out that we lost Sky Chopper 420. That's already been a little bum for the weekend. And then, to know that maybe my current PC, well, this is not a PC, I'm on a laptop, wasn't going to be able to hack streaming on OBS. Well, at the time we were streaming Prism Live Studio, I was bummed, but I'm glad to hear. So I went online. Here's what happened. So I started doing my research. Yesterday I wanted to know, well, what type of system do I need to be able to run that Prism Live Studio? Well, as I was doing my research, I found out that a lot of people were complaining that Prism Live Studio uses a lot of your CPU, your GPU, just, basically is why I was having a lot of problems with it yesterday. A lot of people said OBS doesn't, and that you can still run OBS even on low-end PCs, as long as you're not doing any heavy gaming, which we're not. So I said, well, let me give it a try. So what I did, fingers crossed, I went to a YouTuber. There's only but 2 videos I found, so I'm glad that this has worked so far. But there was a YouTuber that had put out a video basically showing you how to set up your settings on OBS on a low-end PC, which we're streaming from. Okay, although I'm not calling you low-end, this laptop falls under that because of the price range and it's, the hardware on it, okay, is why. But hey, it's got the i3 processor, it's a quad core, so, it's a 6th or 7th generation, so it should run OBS. It's not recommended, but it's working so far, so I like it. Also, keep in mind, I got a GoPro plugged into here, and I got a microphone plugged in, so 2 pieces of hardware, and we're streaming at 1080p. Not bad, huh? All right, but welcome, everybody. So here's where we're going to, now that the stream looks good, let's talk about why I brought you guys here. So, Skimask Andy. All right. And this is usually I wouldn't even talk about this fucker because, one, we're not covering any court news. And quite frankly, I'm tired of the guy, okay? It's the same old shit every time he comes on, okay? Same bullshit lie, same little scam scheme he's running. Minute he gets his first donation, doesn't matter if it's for $1, $5, $10, or $20, stream's over and he's off to the old plug. You know what I mean? And then you still got the people going there, oh, Ski Mask, take care of yourself. Hopefully you'll get some food with this $5 I sent you. It's my last $5, so spend it well. I don't know what I'll be doing for rent, but I'll figure it out, Ski Mask. It's fucking... I mean, I'll just tell you this, all right? Without getting too much into it, but... And back in the days, we had a lot of long talks about this, but for those that are new, let me remind you, I literally have talked to well over 2 people, okay? But let me just use these 2 people for an example. And don't worry, I'm going to keep them anonymous, as I always have. But basically, I've been contacted by 2 people that have told, and they had receipts. So before people are like, and you can make your own opinion from this, but they had receipts, and I believe them 110%. But basically, these were 2 people that reached out to me that were close to Skimask at some time, whether it was through a mod or as a donator. And that basically, because of the scam he ran on them, these people were flat broke, okay? And I'm talking both of these people were well over the age of 40. As a matter of fact, one of them was, I think, in her 50s or 60s, was living with her poor 90-year-old mother, okay, because she couldn't afford rent anymore because she cleared out her bank account, sending this scumbag thousands of dollars, okay? I mean, I'll tell you, this guy, when he says he's gotten tens and thousands of dollars in donations, that's very true. I've seen the receipts. Where that money all goes, I have no clue, okay? But not only one person has reached out to me that showed receipts that basically, and again, it's their fault, but, a lot of these people aren't all there when they're watching this guy, and he takes advantage of those people. He knows exactly what type of donator he looks for, okay, is what I'm saying. And when he finds it, he fucking goes hard on them, okay? See, the thing you don't see, and again, this is... People have shown me the receipts. They've shown me the messages. As a matter of fact, we even brought somebody that came up on StreamYard on a panel and talked to us about the fact of this bozo showed up to her family's house, mind you, at like 2 in the morning with another methed out chick knocking on her door, wondering if he could come in, okay? And she was pissed. She was terrified, all right? She was even crying when she was talking about this. You guys remember that? There's a lot of things you guys don't see in the back end, all right? This guy's constantly calling people, constantly reaching out to people, asking them for money, making them try to feel like shit, the scam goes on 24/7 with this motherfucker, okay? Now, why are we talking about him? Well, here's why, okay? Just recently, we talked about it a smidget. I showed you a video where he came on and he had his nice little shiner and he was talking about how he got attacked and boo-hoo, woo-hoo, this and that. And it upset me, right? You know why? Because I was just recently, and I went over this with you guys, I was really attacked, okay? And a victim of a stabbing, okay? Stabbed twice, all right? Literally, fucking guy tried to kill me. Had I not, defended myself and used my arm to protect myself, those 2 fucking stabs would have gone right here, all right? That's an attack, all right? I didn't even go on and make a big stinker about it. I'm barely talking about this 3 months later, all right? And it fucking makes me mad to see what I went through and what I'm still going through. I see this stupid bozo fuck coming up here and trying to make up some bullshit. And here's where it got worse, okay? Amongst the other story that he gave the day that he got the shiner, he came back on. That's the video you guys see here. We're going to share this here in a second. We're going to watch this clip together. This guy comes on now and now starts stating that, oh, he took some time to think about it, and now his story has changed from what he said first to now he thinks he was the victim of assassination attempt, all this crazy, stupid bullshit. Well, here's the thing, okay? I don't know if it's on this video or another clip that I watched, but basically he ratted himself out, all right? Especially if you guys watch, you guys can verify this. This asshole spent a whole stream, I think it was either yesterday or this clip, literally complaining, talking to himself, I don't know what you want to call it, but basically he was mad at a female, okay? Whatever chick he's conning or scamming right now probably gave him the boot. I can guarantee you that shiner has something to do with him attacking a female, not him being jumped or attacked. I guarantee you that shiner came from a fucking this last female he's been fucking scamming on. For whatever reason, whatever he did to deserve it, that's exactly where that shiner came, okay? Now this guy's sitting here trying to just play the pity fucking fest so that way he can get his little money. And like I said, usually this wouldn't bug me, but it fucking pisses me the fuck off, okay? I've shared that photo with some of my mods, okay? They've seen it. It's a little video. I might share it. I don't think I'm going to do it tonight, but it's bad, all right? If you don't believe me, there's a few people in here that have seen it. It's a real fucking stab wound, all right? So it does upset me. Usually I probably won't even give a shit about this, but... And here's the funny thing. Ever since I started talking about what happened to me, this guy's story sure sounds kind of like mine. And not to mention his last stream, he's got a little ticker now scrolling at the bottom with a little donation goal. Huh, where does that sound? Where did you guys see that a few days ago, right? Now, I'm not claiming I'm the only person that runs a ticker on my stream, but God, is his live stream really starting to sound like mine recently. And Skimask, if you're watching, dude, you need some fucking help, bro. Anyways, yeah, it was a lot of fucking blood. I had to put my own tourniquet on. Basically, if I didn't know how to apply a tourniquet, which I'm going to tell you guys, if you don't know how to use a tourniquet, I would teach yourself how to use, one, a professional tourniquet, like the ones that come in the tourniquet kits, and two, how to make your own tourniquet just in case you don't have access to something like that. Whether you use a belt, take your shirt off is what I did, you know, and make it into a tourniquet, whatever you need to do to stop the bleeding. But, yeah, if my training hadn't clicked in, I don't know if I'd be here, man, and that's for real. Also, there was some other things that went into play that I'm not going to get into, but it wasn't a good experience. I'll just leave it at that, all right? And not one that I'm trying to talk about because, oh, I hope I get some donations. Fuck no. I didn't even start sharing. I didn't even feel comfortable talking about this about maybe 3 months after, okay? I wasn't even on the internet for a fucking month. That's how serious it was, all right? So, yeah, it pisses me off. But welcome, everybody coming into the chat. Appreciate you guys being here. Everything looks good so far. Well, let's run this video and let's test it out. Let's really test it out and see how these frames work. So, fingers crossed. Everything's looking all right. This is great. Dude, if OBS is going to run like this all the time, bro, I'm a happy camper. Now, mind you, I haven't had guests here, and I'm still new to how to add. I'm still new on how to add guests. I guess basically what the instructions I've seen so far, you have to use like a third party, like other app, like for example, like StreamYard. StreamYard doesn't work, but maybe it does. But either way, you find a third party app. Everybody logs into that to become a guest, and then you use the stream key from there to basically add themselves onto your screen. I know it sounds complicated, but for those that know OBS, I believe that's how it works, okay? So I may start doing OBS with when we do interviews and stuff because I like to be more familiar how to do that. But in case it's a little too much for my computer, no worries. We can always just stream on StreamYard whenever we have to do a panel chat or if we're going to have a guest or something. But anytime we're just doing regular like broadcasts, court updates, I think I'm going to start doing it all on OBS, man. I love this. All right, so here you go. Let's run this clip. I'm going to just start from the beginning. We're not going to watch the whole live stream. Now, I'm sure he probably got a donation at some point because it was like a 25-minute clip. So I'm sure he got a donation and went, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Anyways, but yeah, I just want to hear his explanation because, like I said, this is just starting to sound a lot more like what happened to me, and I think it's because he's just trying to, figure, if it's working for NJ because I saw him get some donations. Those people didn't donate because they felt bad for me. Those people donated because we're literally going to be going on a road trip here soon, and they're donating towards that fundraiser, all right? But let's just run the clip, and then, like I said, I'm just going to play a few minutes. I just want to hear his little bullshit talk about his explanation, and then we'll talk about it a bit, all right? Then we'll play with a few other things in here. All right, here we go. I like that I have chat nice and big here in front of me. Let's see. Grunge70 says, you can do an interview on Sonic and ask him why he makes the grunting sounds all the time. You guys ever seen, I don't know who put out that video, but a while back there was this rapper, I don't even know what you want to call him, musician, rapper. He made that song that goes, ooh, boo, I can't even do it. Fuck, I wish I could try to find, I'm sure we may look at that clip. It was pretty funny. But anyways, they integrated clips of him grunting into this song, and they did an amazing job. Yo, thank you, I see you. Hold on. Did I not hear that on my end? Oh, shit, I see it right here. Sorry, I'm going to have to fix that here so on the Cash Apps I can see those. Yo, thank you so much. ICU with a $20 Cash App. You guys know what to do. Spam those motherfucking gabbles if you got them. And here's a good thing. Check this out. Now I can spam gabbles on my chat. ICU, this gabble slam goes out to you, my friend. And don't worry, I'm going to be integrating my big ad. Now that this OBS is working off my laptop, fingers crossed, hopefully I didn't jinx myself, I'm going to start now playing with running this TV since I don't need the TV anymore because I can make my own image and put it there. You know what I mean? So I don't need the TV to basically display my NJTV logo anymore. I can just add my logo as a picture on the OBS. So what I can do is now utilize that TV as a monitor because that plays 4K on. So I can literally just run, use my laptop as the computer and then just run an HDMI cable from the laptop because it got the HDMI output to my TV. And now I'll be able to re-chat, see all sorts of shit, man. I can get probably I can run, here's what I can do. I can even link my fucking phone to that same TV. And that way, when I do get like a Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal, it's going to be huge on my end. So we won't miss any of those. So thank you so much, ICU. I appreciate that support. And that's $20 more we'll be adding to the fundraiser goal. I think we're at like 400 now. So thank you guys. Original fundraiser goal was 500. And I said, well, you know what? If we hit 350, I'll go. And we did. And then I said, if you guys still want to help with the fundraiser, much appreciated because, the more money we get, the more things we can do while we're out on the road. And it also helps me get back because, we're going to need some gas money to get back too. But I always figure that out while we're on the road. But I appreciate everybody that has supported past that $350 donor goal to basically get us very close to reaching what our original donor goal of $500. So here by our next stream, I'll be able to add, I think I can even do it through my Power Chat, or not Power Chat, my whatever, if you do the TTS donations, I think I can even add a dono goal link up here. So that way it'll update itself. So yeah, I'm going to work on that. But I appreciate that. So, yeah, that way you guys can always see what the fundraiser goal is. And if it works out the way it's supposed to, it'll actually update itself anytime it gets a donation. So, there's a lot of cool things we can do with the OBS. What's going on, Scum A? I didn't know you're blind. Well, for those that complain I talk loud, there is a perfect example as why I do. You never know when we have a viewer that may be visually impaired and is now depending on the source of audio to listen to this broadcast, and I have to speak clear and loud for those people. So I'm sorry for those that sometimes complain about me being loud, but here's the thing. You can always lower your volume versus those that can't see. That's all they got is that volume, you know what I mean? And maybe they enjoy listening to me on full blast. Who knows? But no worries, Scum A. We got you, dude. That way, if you can't see, you'll hear it because I think it even updates once no, it doesn't. You'll just hear the donation, but that's I think good enough. All right, so actually back to the subject at hand. Let's get this going here, and if I need to, I can make this even bigger. Don't worry, I can even go like boom. Then you can't see me. I'm gonna have to go like this. Yo! No, I'm just kidding. We'll start it off here, and then if we need to, we can get it a little bit bigger. I can actually sit more over here, I guess. All right, there we go. And just scoot my little boot over. There's better. Dude, I'm loving this. This shit is bad, bro. All right, here we go. Let's see how it works now with playing a clip. Because when we did this yesterday on, what was that, Prism Studio, it fucked up the stream. So here's where we're really going to test it. All right, so I'm going to start from the beginning. I got it on full screen here for you guys. Enjoy. All right, hold on. One thing, if the audio sounds a little low, that is not on my end. You know how this guy runs his stream. He's running it off a shitty-ass phone, shitty connection, shitty audio. So the audio you hear is from him, so I recommend if you're having a hard time hearing, jack that volume up. Don't worry, I will keep quiet. That way we can hear everything. And then once I'm done playing or once I feel that we found a good stopping point, I'll pause it, and then we'll have a little bit of a talk, and then we'll call it a day, all right? I realistically wanted to test out the OBS, but I didn't want to talk about this because, like I said, it just pisses me off to hear him just with this bull. Like I said, obviously the guy got a black eye, boo-hoo, woo-hoo. He looks after, if you notice, how is black, granted it may be a day or two later, but it just shows to you that guy, when he came on, he purposely came on fresh from getting that because he wanted to really just emphasize it, He really wanted to just, really, I mean, guy should be an actor. Too bad it didn't work out with him in Hollywood. But, I mean, basically, he's just playing that part, man. He wanted that fresh, just nice swollen cut so that way people really felt bad for him. But realistically, look at just like any other black guy, which I'm telling you, if you really got, well, just listen to the story. I don't want to ruin it for you. Here you go. I'll shut up.
Yo. It's good. Hello. Yo. What's up? See if I'm live. Man. Such a tumultuous several days.
Tumultuous? What?
I actually went
this
to go
dude just
live,
makes. Okay, I'll shut up.
I went to go live stream to prove to myself that I am still alive because I've been so neglected by everybody I know that
hold on. I need to pause right
here. Not
here.
everybody neglected me.
Yeah, you better take that back.
I want to say thank you to all of my friends. I've been so neglected by everybody I know.
So basically, in true Skimask, and I'm just going to call this in true Deco fashion because I without offending too many people in my chat, this doesn't just stop with Skimask, all right? It's in the whole family, all right? With the whole, it's never my fault, it's everybody else's, Shut the fuck up, bro. Jesus. All right, here we go. Let's continue.
That I almost not everybody neglected me.
Oh yeah, he's got to say not everybody.
I want to say thank you to.
We don't want to piss off the few donators that possibly could be in chat.
Each and every one of you. Far too many to name individually, but we could. Big thank you to Miss Kitty and B Nettie. Sharon Watson, Valley Girl.
This dude sounds
Monica,
like he's receiving a fucking y'all. Emmy award.
Kelly, Boston Kelly, thank you. I want to say I love you to my mom and my dad. I miss them both very much. What's up, everybody? I survived an assassination attempt.
Here it comes.
That's right. I've given this a lot more thought since I last went live. And I 100 million gazillion thousand% was the target of a spiritual assassin. What's up, Amber? What's Black Eye? Yep. You missed some of the update, apparently. Well, I was nearly killed. Yes, I was. I had to defend myself against an onslaught of knife demons. I was nearly knifed to death.
Now of a solid knives came out.
That shit was scary. What's up, Nelly? Hello, chat room. Hello.
Funny coincidence.
That shit was terrifying. That was, I mean, this is nowhere near the most fucked up I ever been.
Spiritual assassination. I'm going to have to look that one up.
Stomped out. Gutter bitch. I've been fucking beat so bad that I didn't even look like myself after this. Eyes were swollen shut. Head was swollen, period. I've gotten beat up like that one time. Only once did that happen, but once was enough.
You see any other defense wounds, scratches, anything else that
powerless?
You would think that somebody would have if they got in a big old rumble with somebody.
Have punches and kicks and all kinds of.
That's just the right hand from the female that he attacked. Is what that is.
Kind of fight. So a black eye is nothing to me. It wasn't the black eye that bothered me.
It's the fact that you got kicked out.
Bothering me. It was the spontaneity and suddenness and the swiftness upon which I was
Roofer,
attacked.
You're right. This motherfucker has been, I think, since he has nothing else to do, he has been just reading the dictionary.
at least I had it coming. If you want to look at it from their eyes, I got in the middle. So the reason the golf club shit happened and I got jumped and bit the dude's face off or got hit in the head with a golf club last summer, same month, by the way, someone pointed out, I believe. That happened because I went and took some shit from a dude that
the truth is finally coming out.
One of my homegirl friends.
No. You stole something and then they jumped you.
I was taking the shit from him and everyone else who had hit the lick in some stupid politics. So I learned my lesson.
Hold on. Fuck on. Dude, I this is almost dude, I'm telling you. That's why I can't follow the guy anymore, bro. This is just the delusionalness. That's why I put that in the title, man. Is this drugs or is he just lost his mind? Is this the IP2 effect or is this the after effect of certain drugs? Because the delusionalness is just, and also the fact he's just spitting words that don't even make sense, okay? The fuck are you talking about, a spiritual assassination? But anywho, I can guarantee you, and I have the clip somewhere. I'll have to dig through my little fucking bank of Skimask clips, which I really don't feel like doing. But if we had to, if I got put on the spot, I could guarantee you I could find a clip of him telling the story from when he got supposedly beat up by the golf club. And I could guarantee you that story has changed by 50 to 60% from what you are now hearing, which I think is now the actual truth a bit. Now, him trying to make it sound like he was, just trying to get some stuff back to make it right for the person that, no, shut the fuck up. You were just trying to steal some shit from that little crack shack you were at. They caught you stealing, and they kicked your ass out. And while they were kicking your ass out, they gave you a little whooping. All right, that's what happened. Same thing that happened just probably a few days ago, okay? You got caught stealing something from the old lady that you're staying at, okay? And I'm emphasizing the word old, okay? No offense to my seniors out there, but for a guy who likes to claim that, he's out banging all sorts of hot chicks every day. Yeah, all the chicks we've seen him with are never like the description he always gives you guys, right? Of like these chicks he used to always bang, or, bangs, but you never see, right? You always see him with some cracked out, methed out fucking homeless crack lady that in reality is the chick he's banging, okay? Or who's taking advantage of, just trying to stay at their hotel for free, ride in their car for free, whatever the fuck he's trying to do. That's all he does. And that's exactly what I'm going to take it. My opinion. That's all. And if you guys would like to help, thank you for my mods for putting out the donation links. But don't forget, likes are free. So if you are enjoying today's broadcast, which I hope you are, even if you don't care about what we're talking, I hope you could at least appreciate the quality of the live stream now that at least NJCourts is trying to make an attempt at improving his desktop broadcasts. So yeah, we're getting there. And I'm definitely digging OBS, man. It's a lot smoother than what I always had this feeling it was going to be too difficult, but honestly, now that I've got the hang of it, it's pretty easy. And I didn't get the hang of it using OBS, get the hang of it using that other system, but they're similar. But this one's, for me, a lot easier, and obviously, we don't have any hiccups. So, dude, we might not even have to invest in another computer, which honestly is great news because, one, that costs money. But, two, here's the other thing. And we still might. But here's the thing, the portability, which now I know they got those mini computers, but still, you can't beat the portability of just being able to carry a small laptop like this. And if you're telling me I can carry this laptop with me and run an OBS stream anywhere I'm at, I'm a happy camper, okay? I'm not too complicated a guy. We're not running any fucking games here where we need to have all that all that shit. No. I just need to be able to play a few little videos every once in a while, bring some guests up, play a few little, just MPG, or what do you call them? MPGs, whatever the fuck videos are. MP4s, excuse me, some, yada, yada, yada stuff. So, anyways, all right. I'm getting lag. That's on you, dog. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe you are. I don't know. But this is a lot better than what we were getting earlier. On my end, I don't think I've dropped. Oh, I dropped 2.2%. 2.2% of frames. Not that bad. The volume keeps cutting in and out, NJ. All right, let's see if we can get this figured out. Hey, NJ, I see you figured it out. Well, kind of. I'm hearing something about the volume here, so let's see if we can get that to work. But we'll get it. We'll get it going. I'll have to listen to the broadcast when I end and see what's going on with that. But let's finish up listening to our old little buddy here and see what he has to say.
What's up, Amber? Thank you for that. Please, you guys, help me out if you can. The golf club assault was treacherous, was scary, was hard to survive, but we did. I haven't smoked anything. This last time I seen y'all, actually. So I got these new Dutch Masters to try called Sunset Dream. I don't know how long I'll be live. I got a new phone. Oh, I wanted to make that the subject of the stream, but it's so minuscule and insignificant. I have a new phone with AT&T service.
Making sure nobody's coming up on him. Hey, at least he's got his head on a swivel. He's been watching. He's been listening and watching NJCourts streams for sure. And always got that blunt in hand, man. I'll tell you what, that boy,
AT&T service.
That boy can be running from the cops down to his last penny, but the fuck if he ain't got a blunt in hand.
I got a Google Pixel phone. All right, we got that just hours ago. That makes this our fourth phone in rotation.
All right, I'm gonna stop this bozo there. Okay, you want to know why I can tell you why he's got the shiner now. It's because he's got a new phone. Does that come into play hand in hand, if you understand where I'm going with that? And if you're wondering, well, why does he always have different phones all the time? And why is it when, somebody calls his phone, it's somebody else answering? Well, because that ain't his phone, okay? Oh, my God. Man, it's pretty sad to see. I was watching some clips of this guy. I mean, it's not like he was doing any better a few years ago, but I mean, to see when he was, all happy at the old mama's couch, to now, it's crazy, man. You could see it in his face. Definitely that IP2 effect, boy. It done smacked him. Flat in the face, boy. All right, well, listen, I'll give him another minute to wrap up his story, and then we're gonna take this bozo off the screen, and then we'll wrap this up. All right, that way I can see how everything went on my end. All right, so and again, I appreciate everybody coming in, especially the last 3 days and working with the streams and experimenting with everything. But I think we're getting everything kind of locked down, so we'll figure it out. All right, so let's listen to just the last 1 minute of a 30-minute stream that he did.
Currently, and our 28th phone number.
Jesus.
Of 2025.
At least he's starting to come around and be honest more about a few things. All right, I'm gonna call it an end. I'm done listening to this bozo.
That's crazy right there. Guys, am I still alive?
You're still alive,
hey,
buddy.
Kelly.
Hey, Kelly. Good to see you, Kelly. Hey, I tried reaching you out yesterday, Kelly. Did you get my DM? Yeah, Skimask. I'm just waiting for the 5th of the month to come. And don't worry. I don't know what I'll do for rent, but I as long as you're getting your... Goodbye. Yeah, 38 stolen phone. You got it, Delusional. You figured it out, man. All right, my friends. Yeah, Gold Girl? Huge difference. It's crazy. I not that I was enjoying this. Like I said to you guys I think it was 2 days ago, I've been, especially because I'm trying to clear out as much memory or what do you guys call it? Yeah, memory from my computer. That way, hopefully it helps things run smoother. I have literally I mean, you realize I started as a clip channel, so I was clipping Skimask for like half a year, 6 months. So you got to realize the amount of clips I have just from the clip channel, okay? Then to add on everybody else that, once we got in the court channel, everybody else we've covered, in addition to still covering Skimask and adding on more of his clips. It's probably in close to in the 500s of videos and clips I have of this guy over the last 2-3 years. And I have now slowly begun the process of deleting everything I have. Now, I'm watching everything I do because, if there's a good clip, I'm going to keep it. So I've started to put the good clips and then throw away the trash. But I'm telling you, in just the last 2 days of doing that, like just trying to catalog all my clips and throw away the shit, I can see, not only him, other people. I might even just do a fucking show on this just to show you. We'll just show pictures and you'll just see the progression of how these people's faces have just turned because of all the shit they're going through and all the shit they're probably on, man. It's kind of sad. I'm not even doing this to, like, try to make content of it. I'm just trying to do it to emphasize, don't become this. And for those that have, please realize what you're in and get yourself out of it, man. Because I'm telling you, especially after what I've gone through, you realize life is short, man. And the fuck if I want to be wasting it like this bozo right now. Then that saddens me. It really does, As much as that guy probably dislikes me as a human, I don't like to see another human like that, man. It sucks. Because you got to realize there's people that fight every day just to stay alive. There's those kids, that are the terminal cancer kids. It's fucked up shit, man. Those kids, they already know that they don't have much time in this life. So they do every day they spend just happy and just living life, man. And it's just amazing to see how much those kids fight just to live, right? And then you see this shit. So, yeah. So that's why it's disappointing. Because you know that there's people that really give a fuck about life and would do anything just to be in the place of him, just to have a life. But they sure wouldn't waste it like that, man. All right. Yeah, no, that was just my 2 cents. Don't worry. I'm not trying to make anybody cry or anything like that. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. But let that be a lesson, man. I hope, he can be an example. And hopefully he'll get his shit straightened out. But let that be a lesson or an example for those that think, living that life is great, bro. It ain't, man. All right, everybody. Any other questions, comments, concerns, or I'll take a couple of complaints before we end the stream. And a big shout out again to all my mods for being here today. Thank you for all the members of the jury for all your continued support. Welcome to all the new members we have. I know between a lot of the memberships I gave out and a lot of the memberships that have been given out this month, we got a lot of new members. So welcome to all the new members. Thank you so much, ICU, for today's donation. I appreciate that. Thank you for everybody that's been supporting the channel financially the last few streams. I know it's not been the best. We've had a few technical difficulties, but just be patient with me, and we'll get through them. And hopefully this is, we've been improving as we've been going, which is, I think we have, but you guys let me know. All right. Man, I'm sorry to hear that, Scum A. I hope, which don't let, that shouldn't take, it's just obviously an obstacle that you got to get through. Okay, especially if you were walking before, right? But there's people that don't walk anymore that can still live a perfectly awesome life, man. There's people I know that can't walk that live a lot better life than what this bozo's living, and he's got all his limbs. Yeah, well, I used to, Scum A. And here's what's funny is and that's why I'm so upset at myself. When I crashed my drone yesterday, or was it the day before yesterday? It was stupid. It was so dumb. It wasn't even doing anything really even dangerous or risky. That's why I'm so fucking upset at myself. I shouldn't even have been flying it the way I did, taking that shot. I should have been on the other side of the street. Trust me, dude. I don't even want to talk about drones right now. I'm so fucking mad at myself. Here's the thing. At least I learned, and hopefully my insurance will pull through, because I'm telling you, dude, oh, my God, if I lost $400 just like that, I'm not going to be happy, and I'm not going to be happy. And that's why I got the insurance, so I hope it works like it's supposed to, and if it does, I have learned what I'm not going to do next time. I learned a lesson, and hopefully it don't happen again. But yeah, man, I fucking was pissed. Yeah, I did. RIP. I did a stream yesterday to kind of, there's even a video you can watch as it crashes. It was fucked up. Yeah, Chopper 420 is down. So hopefully we'll have a replacement Chopper 420 version 2.0, and we'll get back going. Because here's the thing. I was just a few weeks short of really putting on some fucking major fucking content using that drone. And, yeah, so I'm not happy about the situation. Yeah, that's the thing. Thank you, Madame Star. Here's the thing. I've been thinking about that kind of hard because I was saying, you know what? It's kind of silly that I should be really upset about that because there's a lot of things that could be worse, all right? There's people that I know in Ruidoso, which is about, 2.5 hours from here. There's people there that just lost their homes and cars to a flood a few months ago. You know, that sucks, right? So me losing something that I can replace, it's not the end of the world, you know. It's just sucks because, you know, that drone was purchased by you guys, you know, a lot of you that donate, and by myself. And, you know, I know how hard a lot of you work for your money as well as myself. And, you know, I just hate to see money go out like that. You know, I'm not a Skimask. I don't know how that guy does it, bro. That guy has literally gotten, I mean, remember when he was going through his court shit, the thousands of dollars those people were throwing at him to get him out of jail, pay for this attorney of his, supposedly? That guy wasted all that. I don't even know how you can even look back into the eyes of those people that donated and still continue the scams that he does. And I'm surprised that those same people still continue to donate to that guy still to this day, even after getting fucked over fucking so many times, man. But yeah, I'm just there like me. I'm crushed because I feel I let my, you know, the people that supported that drone down, you know, especially if I can't get it replaced with the insurance. And, you know, that's like 250 to almost 300 from you guys. I put in the other 100 plus the extra accessories I purchased into my schooling. I had to go training for my 107, things like that. So, yeah, there's a lot of money into that, you know, and again, a lot of that's from you guys. So yeah, it's disappointing. And so hopefully the insurance will go through and we'll be back on track. Yeah, it was my little baby. Yeah, no, man, I'm trying to. That's all I can do, man. I'm telling you guys, this channel is only still going hard and strong because of you guys, all right? The viewers, my mods, the donators. I mean, we've got a lot of great equipment that we're able to utilize. This Rode microphone, you know, is very much improved the stream from my shitty, no offense, my little mic that I was using, built-in mic from my laptop. We improved our live stream now. Instead of streaming from the built-in webcam, we're now streaming on 1080, you know what I mean, off a GoPro. That GoPro, again, was fundraised from you guys, all right? So this equipment, a lot of the equipment here that we're using on this channel is only here because of you guys. That's why I say this channel is definitely a collaboration between myself and the viewers, my mods, and the people that really back up the channel financially. So, and between all of us, it makes it work. And that's what I love about you guys. Shut the fuck up, Flappin' Hall. Yo! Have you been down to the farmer's market recently? I haven't. It's been too hot. The drone is in route to, where was I shipping it back to? Somewhere here in the United States. I guess it's a fulfillment center for Asurion. I have Asurion insurance. It was purchased through Amazon. So basically, they look at it. If they can fix it, they fix it, which I hope they don't. And if they can't fix it, then what they do is they just give you an Amazon gift card for the amount of what you paid for the drone, which still is kind of shitty because that drone I got on sale during Prime Day and is now not at the same price. It's actually $50 more. But here's the good side of this. If it works out on my end. Because they allow me to keep, you can't ship it with the battery, right? Because it's lithium. Because I get to keep that battery. Those DJI batteries are expensive, okay? And they recommend that you use the factory ones, not any of these like third-party ones. Even the third-party ones aren't very cheap either. But basically, let's just say they give me my money back, right? I'm still out $50 because if I have to replace it, it's going to cost me $50 more. Well, here's the good side of things. I get an extra battery now, which costs $65. So I technically get an extra battery, which you really need with the drone. And I basically saved money from having to buy one if you look at it that way. So I'm trying to find some type of positive way to look at this. But, yeah, it still sucks. Hey, and if I meet up with anybody, any friendly stream snipers, and we're flying the drone, as long as you're not too fucked up, because you're not allowed to fly the drone under the influence of alcohol or drugs, you're more than welcome to jump on those controls, okay? Yeah, but that's I have a picture. Hold on, yeah, let's try to put it on here really quick. Hold on, let's test. This will test the skills of how this works. So I guess I would just send it to my email. Watch, I'll show you. Actually, let's play the clip. I had the clip. I just was playing. That'll be a great test. It was really shitty on the yesterday when we played it. Let's see if we can play it again on this end. Hold on. Yeah, I'll play. I fucking forgot. I have the clip of it. You actually get to watch. Yo, thank you, Darlene.
Darlene Valenzuela sent $5 on YouTube.
You guys know what to do. Spam them gabbles if you got them, please. Darlene, I know. I see the sticker. Incredible. At least suck. But I appreciate your support. Thank you so much, Darlene. This Gabble Slam goes out to you. You guys know what to do. Spam them gabbles if you got them. Which I do, so I can spam my gavels too. Thank you, Darlene. I appreciate that. All right, so let's see if it'll play better. Actually, this might actually play better since we're using OBS. I played this the other day, but we were streaming off of another platform, and it just fucked everything up. So let's try it. Let's push it on here and see what it happens. All right, give me 1 second to get it up here really quick. I like to add. The more stuff you add, that really is what pushes your system and really test out to see what the capability of my laptop is on OBS. So this is going to be a media source because it's going to be a video. This will be a drone crash video. And I just got to find it. Give me 1 second. Should be on my downloads. Should be from, is it this one? I think it's this one. Oh, hopefully this is not a bad video. Oh, my God. If it is, I'm fucked. All right, here we go. We'll play it one more time. Hold on. Goodbye. That's it. That's all it takes, man. That's all it takes. That was probably a little 8-foot drop, but unfortunately it dropped onto the asphalt, not the nice cushioned grass. So it broke one of the legs, which honestly you could probably replace. And the camera, it nicked the camera, which that's the bummer because you don't want to nick camera because your screen's going to look like shit. But those are two things you could replace. So they might be able to fix it and send it back. If they do, hey, and it flies and it records still, I'm all right with that. But at this point, I would prefer them just to give me, you know, an Amazon gift card and I'll just buy a brand new one again. We were flying, Lobstar. We were. Man, but I'll tell you what. In memory of Sky Chopper 420, we at least, although it was a short time it lived, we at least got some good footage from that drone. And I learned. I got to fly the shit out of that drone, and I have improved my skills. So I've learned from a mistake. And like that's why I said it wasn't even anything. I've flown more riskier things. When I say risky, I'm not saying flying dangerous. I'm just saying flying like that park. I was basically trying to practice making a video, right? So I'm trying to get different scenes. Basically, what I'm trying to practice is my videography. So what I did is like I pretend like, all right, somebody hired me to, you know, advertise this park for them. Okay, I'm going to try to sell the park to somebody. So I was just trying to shoot like if I was going to shoot a little commercial. So I was just going to shoot a stupid little scene like that, which I could have even used my fucking phone camera and my gimbal, right? But I wanted to get it from a little bit of the higher view, and it was dumb, bro. Like, so stupid what I did. I don't even want to talk about it. I know exactly what I did, what not to do next time, and that's what makes me so mad, because it was just a simple mistake. And there you go, $400 out the fucking door like that, dude. But thank God it wasn't a $1,000 drone or $800 drone, and that's why I will always recommend, even if you have obstacle sensing sensors, get you the insurance. It is 100% worth it. Now, I'm hoping the insurance is going to work like it's supposed to, so I don't want to jinx myself. Hell no, Paddington was copying me before, man. He ain't got the OG Zia symbol up on here. Now, if I have this down, then I can't see shit, so I got to do the old Paddington flap roll there. Actually, it's more like a junk. Actually, never mind. I won't go there. All right. Yeah, man. Shit, going in the war zone was more dangerous, bro. Technically, we weren't hovering over people, Roofer, just to clarify. But yeah, the war zone was more shadier, man. But goddamn. But anyways, I mean, we're still going to get the drone replaced either way. Whether the insurance or I got to pay another $400 out of my pocket, which I hope to God I don't, because that's going to suck. But yeah, I mean, the amount of money I already have put into the training and my accessories for the drone and what I want to do with it, fuck yeah, we're going to get one going here soon. So, all right, so did the footage look all right? Hell yeah. Yeah, the tree close-up. Yeah, thanks, Losero. I didn't even think it would have recorded that, so I'm glad that I at least caught it. That way I can see. Here's what I thought I did. I thought I actually brought it down. I thought I got too excited and I killed the engine. No, because, everything happened so fast, but now I watched it and I remember exactly. It hit the tree, it fell, then I killed the engine because it was still spinning, and I didn't want to fuck it up anymore. Because what I was really mad is because it happened so quick. I was thinking, wait a minute, could you have just bailed it out? You could have just, it smacked and you could have flown. No. I thought I had killed it and that's why it dropped. No, it dropped once. All it takes on those drones is just for one of those little fucking props to get damaged or hit something, and that thing's gonna come down. So, yeah, Sky Angel 420. We still got to get a good name for it. That was just my silly-ass nickname for it. We're going to have to, when we get either the replacement or if Sky Chopper 420 comes back to us fixed, we'll leave it at that. But if we do have to get a new one, we're going to have to do a vote to get a new name for it. Because we got to honor Sky Chopper 420. I think Sky Chopper 420 can only be Sky Chopper 420. The next one will have to have a different name. We can't do version 2.0. Although I do like Sky Chopper 420 a lot, though. All right. How about some feedback about the streaming quality? Did everything kind of get better from our last few streams? I know I'm going to still get some trolls that are going to be in there going, no, it sucks. It's all bad. No. But for the real ones, is it getting a little better? If so, hopefully it is, and I hope you guys are getting a better experience from it. That's the whole reason I'm doing it, right? I could just go back to streaming on StreamYard. It doesn't bother me, but, I want to be able to display the donations like you see up here. I want to be able to, just be able to transition through different scenes quicker and be just more fluid in my presentation, which I think we have been, because here's the good thing. I can have things already ready to go. That's the reason I like OBS. You use what's called scenes, so you can have one scene ready to go while you're still on the other scene, right? So as soon as I'm ready for the other scene, I just transition to it. Versus StreamYard, you got to literally sit there and wait for me to bring up everything, find it, this and that. So this should make things go quicker. Hey, I like it. The eye in the sky, Roofer. Hell yeah. So, damn, Don, you haven't been around for a grip. Yeah, she's in jail, man. She's serving I don't remember. I think it was either somewhere between 12 or 18 years is what she got. And that's going to fluctuate because she's got already time served, from the time she was already in. And then you can also qualify for like good time and shit like that. But basically, she's going to be in there for at least a decade is what she was serving time on. Yeah, okay, yeah. I was going to say, I know it was close to 18. And don't forget, you've got another individual we cover that's serving a lifetime sentence. Well, she's not lifetime, but he is. And I need to check in to see if any other states ended up filing charges against what's his face, Jimmy the shithead, no longer Jimmy the Christian. But yeah, remember Jimmy the fuckhead? That guy, Elisa's little buddy. That guy got life sentence in Florida, and he was supposed to be getting some other charges filed against him from other states, but maybe they figured since he's just going to be spending the rest of his life in jail, it just didn't matter. But yeah, that guy's going to be, and rightfully so, man. He deserves everything. That's I think, without getting too much into it, that everything I think happened for a reason. And I'm glad it did, man, because the state of Florida has now got one less sick motherfucker off their streets. That, I don't know if you guys remember that guy's manifesto, bro, but that thing was fucking. I had to read it. I don't think I ever put the whole manifesto out because it's so disgusting, but it was fucking. That dude was fucked up, man. Seriously fucked in the head. Anyways. Cool, man. I'm enjoying. Hey, I'm glad that it's coming through fine, bro. This shit fucking, whew. This is a good relief, man. This at least makes my weekend a little bit better, because I was getting really frustrated with the whole, maybe having to upgrade my system, which, like I said, we still can consider that in the future, but, it's not a need. There's wants and needs this channel has, need, we need to improve the stream better. Want, sure, I'd like to do 4K and have all the other fancier stuff and, 3 monitors in front of me. But realistically, all I need is a little laptop like this to get the news out. So, But I'm glad we're improving things slowly but surely. There you go, Jimmy the Pincushion. Yeah, no, dude, dude, and honestly, I don't even think it. I think there was just a lot more other things tied into all that without getting too conspiracy theory there. But yeah. Anywho, all right, y'all. I think that was a segue into basically let's call this a stream, because I don't have anything really else to talk about. Oh, didn't we have a little? I think I saw a little Skimask sympathizer in earlier. I think that's so funny, especially the females that support that guy. I'm like, my God, that's the craziest shit in the world, man. I don't know how anybody, especially a female, could literally support a woman beater, a fucking on paper, on film, self-declared woman beater. You know what I mean? Like, fucking that forever will blow my motherfucking mind. I thought I've seen everything, especially now that I got introduced to all the weird ass little communities on the internet, but that whole Skimask fucking, we don't care that he beats women and we're still, we're a mom at home and, hey, Skimask just tucked in my little kid. And I can't wait to watch you talk about, how you want to hurt your kid and say all this. That shit just blows my fucking mind, man. I don't know how anybody could be like a mom, grandma, grandpa, father, and then do their little parent thing. And then they're watching Skimask, 10 minutes later and watching him say all the crazy shit he does about, all, that, like I said, forever will blow my fucking mind. All right, you guys, let's call it an evening. Thank you guys again for all the support. I appreciate everybody being here this evening. And then thank you for everybody working this with me through this last 3 streams to hopefully get this on the lockdown. I think we finally did. I think we're going to stick with OBS, winner, chicken dinner. And, yeah. I'm glad that we were able to play, we got to mess with it. We got to play a little media that I got to upload. We got to share a clip from YouTube. I mean, basically things that we're doing all the time when we're running our broadcast here. Only other thing I'd like to test is now bringing in guests. And I need to read about how, I kind of have an idea of how to do it, but I hope there's an easier way to, bring in a guest now in case we want to do a panel guest or a interview. We don't have to run over to StreamYard because StreamYard makes you pay to stream in 1080 versus OBS, you can stream in 1080 for free. So, All right, everybody, have a great rest of your weekend. As always, I love you guys. Don't forget, keep that head on a swivel. Check that 6 every once in a while. And most importantly, take some time to love somebody, even if it's your own damn self. Nothing wrong with that. I love you guys. Have a great weekend. NJCourts is officially... Actually, I won't scream it. Like I said, oh, man, I thought by the third show we were going to have a different little, like, out. But I'm still working on it. So for right now, we're still going to go back to the old... Out! Have a good one. Peace, everybody. Till the next time. Now I got to figure out how to end this stream, so just bear with me. I think I just hit this button that says stop streaming. All right. I think this is the end. Oh, shit. What did I do? The end, my friend. The end. Bye. You will not be able to reconnect. Your stream will stop, then you will no longer be live. Yes.